If you're struggling to get a single day's use out from your smartphone, you may be prone to lugging around a power bank, maybe even trying battery optimization apps, and even keeping your phone on battery saver mode. Doogee has aimed to get rid of all of those by welding on a massive 7060 mAh battery to one of their latest phones. This is Yusuf from MakeUseOf.com, and stay tuned to find out how you can win a BL7000. Beautifully packaged, we have the power brick, micro USB cable, SIM tool, a transparent phone case, and a pre-applied screen protector, which is an excellent inclusion. Taking a look at the spec sheet, we have the MediaTek MT6750T clocked at 1.5 GHz, 4 GB of RAM, a Full HD 5.5-inch IPS display, and an expandable 64 GB of internal storage via SD card, which gets you up to 128 GB. Now, I was a little concerned about the low clock speed CPU, but the phone was actually very responsive. Scrolling through web pages was fine, zooming in and out was indifferent from high-end phones, and even the odd game ran with no issues. The device did get a little toasty under load, but nevertheless performed better than expected. You can even take advantage of the larger screen with the split screen mode, and even with 2 apps running simultaneously, the device handles it brilliantly. Hopefully the lower clock speed will also lead to a longer battery life, as the CPU will be drawing less power. On the left of the device is the volume rocker and null power button to help you distinguish which is which. Above them is the dual SIM tray, where one SIM can be substituted for a micro SD card. The bottom of the device houses the USB slot and dual speakers. It would have been nice to see USB-C, however this is to be expected from a device within this price range. The 3.5mm headphone jack sits on top, and on the leather textured back is the dual 13 megapixel cameras and LED flash. More on those later. The front of the device has another 13 megapixel camera and an LED flash, which is unusual for a smartphone. Combo fingerprint sensor and home button, and capacitive back and recent apps buttons below the display. Speaking of the 5.5-inch IPS display, the colors are rich and the viewing angles are what's to be expected from an IPS display. It's not the brightest display, but it does manage indirect sunlight. Now we come to the unique selling point for this device, the monstrous 7060 mAh battery. After all, the BL in the model number actually stands for battery life. I generally struggle to get a full day's use out of a single charge on any other device, so I was genuinely excited to try this. But, as some people might tell you, it's not about how big it is, but how you use it. So after a full charge and my normal usage, the first day went by as expected. I was left with a healthy 58% of charge by the end of the day. So I get up on day 2, and this is where things start to travel south. When the device got around 50%, the battery life degraded severely. Before midday, my battery was down to less than 15%. Unfortunately, this was a little disappointing to say the least. The device struggled to get more than 5 hours of screen on time. Not to mention, slapping on such a big battery leaves the device weighing a whopping 220 grams. This, combined with the size of the device, often requires two-handed operation in order to be comfortable. One upside is that the phone supports fast charge, so you can get a full charge in around 3 hours. So, battery aside, we took the cameras for a spin. Now this is the first device that I've come across that has 3 13 megapixel cameras. One of the rear cameras and the front camera boast Samsung's ISO cell sensor, which helps focus times and overall picture quality. The dual camera setup tries to achieve what other manufacturers are doing, where you get that bokeh or SLR effect. This keeps your subject in focus while blurring out the background, making your photos look like they've been taken professionally. Well, the BL7000 lets us down a little here. All it does is draw a circle around your focus point and keeps everything within a radius focused. It then blurs everything outside that circle. This leaves the photos look rather unprofessional. Switching to single camera mode, however, the pictures actually performed really well. Colors were accurate, HDR mode performed better than phones in a similar price range, and overall picture quality was rather good. Another disappointment, however, is the max resolution in video mode, which maxes out at 720p. Phones these days should have a standard minimum resolution of 1080p for regular frame rates. So then, should you get yourself a BL7000? The device does have a premium feel and a good camera for the price. Now, if you're a heavy mobile user and struggle to get through the day, this phone should comfortably get you through a single day's use, but don't expect 2 to 3 days. Don't forget to head over to MakeUseOf.com for the full review and to see how you can win a BL7000 for yourself.